Hi, my name is Lou Seepy, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some of the principles in online teaching and getting ready to transition easily and quickly from a face to face delivery method into distance learning. So, one of the first considerations you're going to want to have is what subjects lend themselves best to teaching online. You want something with a depth of existing online resources and has an ease of learning. The subject isn't necessarily easy, but you have technology that supports learning. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. There are great online teaching resources out there, and you don't want to be the sole creator and deliverer of content because that does not make it easy for students to learn. We chose to use the Girls Who Code curriculum, which we brought online March 20th, just 3 days after gatherings of 25 people or more were banned due to COVID 19. So this is an example of some of the curriculum that you'll find there. They have a step-by-step meeting agenda with lots of links and supporting materials, and they have tutorials online. One tip that I would advise is I make this information into Google Slides for greater ease of learning. This is an example of what a slide looks like. So it's very easy for kids to follow along and very visually interesting. The next up item that we had that we utilized in creating an online class was Coder Club, and we used Scratch programming utilizing the 4-H National Youth Science Day video tutorials. Video tutorials are very effective in online teaching, and that equates to a greater ease of learning. The second consideration you're going to want to have is how will you deliver your course material? We chose Google Classroom as our LMS or learning management software. Our kids use it already. It's intuitive and easy to use and has standardization and protocols that are very good for interfacing with a lot of other programs like Zoom. So we chose a technology with the greatest ease of learning so that technology hinders learning as little as possible. For example, in Zoom, you can share Google Drive documents directly right in the chat with people. Some helpful hints for Google Classroom or any learning management system you use. Put all the files you need in the stream for the day, so organize them by date, but also organize them by section and topic. So here's an example of our first class. All of the slides and all the materials that they'll need are there for that day. And then here's an example of the organization by topic. So you can have your links organized by topic as well. The third consideration you'll have is how are students going to sign up for your online class? We chose a simple Google form, which has a simple collection mechanism and allows you to use a spreadsheet for tracking of details. We added additional conditional formatting references, which organize students by class and allows us to easily track students. All right, so here's an example of the actual form. We only collect the relevant information, email, phone, grade, and school, so we can place them within the county. We also provide a code of conduct which kids have to agree to in order to enroll in the class. Here's what the data gathering looks like. It basically is solid, just information with the privacy names and phone numbers removed. But here's an example of what that conditional formatting does. It arranges students by class, and then it allows us to add checkboxes for whether or not they've completed the Zoom check-in and have a Gmail address. So the consideration number 4 is hold a Zoom test session before you start. So we held 3 different test sessions before our clubs began. We asked kids to test their audio and video connections, practice typing in chat, and logging into Google Classroom. This eliminates panic when class starts and they can't hear themselves talking, and it also facilitates ease of learning. And then the final thought for admin and teachers specifically is we were able to connect with kids very quickly. In some clubs, we had 0 downtime at all. And in Girls Who Code, we actually had an extra day because we had spring break in there and none of the girls were able to go anywhere. So STEM and coding has a wealth of curriculum out there. That's one of the reasons why we're able to get online so quickly. And then after living in Alaska for 20 years, I have a lot of experience with distance education best and worst practices. You want to keep in mind for teachers the general time formula that it takes to develop an online class. If you prep for a 1-hour class, or if you're at 1 hour prep time for a 1-hour class, you're going to have to double it for teaching online. That's 2 hours. You also have to prep your learning management software. That's another 4 hours. And then if you have to market and recruit and manage